In ancient times, the world was a very different place from what we know today. The earth, instead of being a lush paradise teeming with vibrant forests, fields of crops, and crystal-clear rivers, was a barren, scorched wasteland. This devastation was not the result of human hands or conflict, but the relentless burning heat of 10 suns that rose and set in the sky. These suns, all celestial beings, had been placed in the heavens to ensure the earth was always bathed in light and warmth. The problem, however, was that they were all far too powerful. No longer content with taking turns in the sky, the 10 suns rose together on one fateful day. Their collective heat overwhelmed the earth, scorching the very soil, burning crops, and making the land inhospitable for all living beings. As the days passed, the unbearable heat ravaged the land. Rivers evaporated, forests withered, and the once thriving earth became a desolate desert. The animals fled to whatever shelter they could find, and the people, helpless and weary, prayed to the heavens, hoping for deliverance from this unrelenting fire. The heat was so intense that the world seemed to be on the verge of collapse. It was a time of great suffering, a time when all seemed lost. Yet, even in such dark moments, a hero was born to rise above the chaos, someone whose courage and strength would restore balance to the earth. This hero was Hou Yi, a man of extraordinary skill and power. He was known far and wide as a master archer, one whose precision and strength in battle were unmatched. In addition to his skill, he was deeply compassionate, always seeking to protect the people from harm. When he heard the cries of those suffering under the heat of the 10 suns, Hou Yi could not stand idly by. With the weight of the world on his shoulders, he decided to take action. Armed with his magical bow, an ancient and powerful weapon crafted by the gods themselves, Hou Yi set off to confront the suns. The bow was said to have an unparalleled ability to pierce through the heavens and strike down even the most formidable of foes. Hou Yi climbed to the peak of Kunlun Mountain, where he could see all 10 suns rising together. Their radiance was blinding, casting a harsh light over the earth. With steady hands and a calm heart, Hou Yi notched his first arrow and aimed it at the first sun. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. The arrow flew from his bow with such speed and accuracy that it struck the sun directly. The impact was so intense that the sun exploded in a fiery burst, sending fragments scattering through the sky like falling stars. The world, though still scorched, was granted a brief respite from the unbearable heat. The remaining 9 suns, witnessing the destruction of their sibling, paused in confusion and fear. They had never seen one of their own fall, and for the first time, they understood the power of the hero standing below. But rather than retreating, Hou Yi pressed forward. One by one, he shot his arrows, taking down each sun with unerring precision. The skies grew dark as the suns fell, and the world was spared from further destruction. The people cheered, their hearts filled with hope once more, as Hou Yi became a symbol of salvation, a hero whose actions had saved the earth from certain doom. However, the Jade Emperor, the ruler of the heavens, did not share in the celebration. The Jade Emperor saw Hou Yi's actions as a direct defiance of the natural order. The suns, after all, were not meant to be destroyed. They were a crucial part of the cosmic balance. Although Hou Yi had acted to protect the earth, the Jade Emperor could not ignore the destruction that had been wrought upon the heavens. As a punishment, the Jade Emperor sent Hou Yi a gift, one that would change the course of his life forever. A vial containing a rare and precious elixir, an elixir that could grant immortality to whoever drank it. The gift was a sign of both honor and warning, a reward for his bravery, but also a reminder of the consequences of defying the divine order. Hou Yi, though grateful for the gift, was not swayed by the idea of immortality. He had no desire to live forever. He cherished the fleeting nature of life, knowing that it was the impermanence of existence that made each moment precious. He was a man who valued his relationships and the world around him. More than anything, Hou Yi loved his wife, Chang'e, whose beauty, grace, and wisdom had been his guiding light throughout his journey. She was his companion in life, and the thought of living eternally without her filled him with sorrow. So, rather than drinking the elixir himself, Hou Yi made the difficult decision to keep it hidden away. He thought that no one, not even he, should be tempted by such power. But little did he know that the path to immortality was not as easily avoided as he believed. Chang'e, the woman Hou Yi loved more than anything, was as extraordinary as her husband. She was known for her beauty, but it was her wisdom and grace that truly set her apart. Chang'e was more than just a supportive wife. She was a source of strength for Hou Yi, offering him counsel when he needed it, and keeping him grounded during times of great struggle. Her love for Hou Yi was pure, and her heart was as gentle as the moonlight that illuminated the sky during the quiet nights. She had always been by his side, through every challenge and triumph, and they shared a bond that seemed unbreakable. She was his rock, his source of comfort and peace. However, fate had different plans. One day, while Hou Yi was away hunting, his apprentice, Feng learned of the hidden elixir. Feng was a man who had always harbored ambitions beyond his station. He was not driven by love or noble intentions, but by a hunger for power. The idea of immortality consumed him, and when he learned of the elixir's existence, he became determined to seize it for himself. Feng knew that Hou Yi would never allow such power to fall into the wrong hands, but he did not care. Greed clouded his judgment, and he made a bold decision to steal the elixir while Hou Yi was absent. As Hou Yi's house stood empty, Feng crept inside. He searched through every corner of the dwelling, his eyes gleaming with excitement as he finally discovered the vial containing the elixir. It was a beautiful, delicate bottle, shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Feng could hardly contain his joy. He had succeeded. The elixir of immortality was within his grasp, and soon he would be the most powerful being in existence. But just as he was about to drink it, fate intervened. Chang'e entered the room, her gaze falling upon the elixir in Feng's hands. She knew immediately what he intended to do. Without a moment's hesitation, Chang'e made a decision that would change everything. She could not allow the elixir to fall into the hands of someone so selfish and unworthy. She could not let Feng use its power for his own gain, for it would only bring ruin to the world. In a moment of selflessness, Chang'e took the elixir from Feng and drank it down in one swift motion. The moment the liquid touched her lips, she felt an overwhelming surge of energy, a force that lifted her body off the ground. It was as if she were weightless, her body floating higher and higher, rising through the air, through the clouds, toward the heavens. Feng, in shock and horror, could do nothing but watch as Chang'e ascended into the sky. His attempt to steal the elixir had been thwarted, but in the process, he had unknowingly caused a tragedy. Chang'e, once bound to the earth, was now destined for the moon. The elixir had granted her immortality, but at the cost of her earthly life. She floated higher and higher, disappearing from view as she entered the celestial realm. The earth below seemed to fade away, and Chang'e found herself alone in the vast expanse of the cosmos. When Hou Yi returned, he was met with an empty and silent home. Panic filled his heart as he searched frantically for his wife. The house seemed eerily still, and there was no sign of Chang'e. His fear grew with each passing moment, and it wasn't long before he learned the truth. His beloved wife had made the ultimate sacrifice, drinking the elixir to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. Hou Yi's heart shattered as he realized that Chang'e had been taken from him. The love of his life, the one person who had always been by his side, was now lost to him forever. In an effort to reunite with her, Hou Yi climbed to the highest mountain he could find. His heart was heavy with sorrow, but he hoped that somehow he could reach the heavens and bring Chang'e back. He called out her name, his voice echoing across the land, but there was no answer. The sky was silent, and Chang'e was beyond his reach. The moon, however, remained ever present in the night sky, its soft glow a reminder of the love that they had shared. Every night, Hou Yi would gaze up at the moon, longing to be with her once more. His heart ached as he stared into the distance, knowing that, Though they were separated, their love would never fade. The people, too, had not forgotten the tale of Chang'e and Hou Yi. They knew that their love was a story for the ages, one that transcended time and space. On the nights when the moon was full and bright, they would gather in celebration. The Mid-Autumn Festival became a time for families to come together, to share food and stories, and to honor the love that had been immortalized in the sky. Lanterns would be lit, mooncakes would be shared, and songs would be sung in remembrance of the legendary couple. Though Chang'e had ascended to the heavens, her light continued to shine. She became the moon goddess, her radiance lighting up the darkest nights. Her beauty and grace were forever captured in the moon's glow, a symbol of eternal love and sacrifice. She became a legend, her story passed down to the generations as a reminder that love, though it may be separated by time and space, can never truly be lost. For Hou Yi, the moon became his only solace. Every night, he would look up at the sky and feel as though he were looking directly into his wife's eyes. Their love, though distant, remained a bond that neither death nor time could break. The moonlight became a symbol of their connection, a reminder that no matter how far apart they were, they would always be together in spirit. And so, the story of Chang'e and Hou Yi lived on, carried by the whispers of the wind, the songs of the people, and the light of the moon. The legend of Chang'e and Hou Yi is one of the most beloved stories in Chinese folklore. It speaks to the power of love, the pain of sacrifice, and the eternal bond between two souls. The Mid-Autumn Festival, which celebrates this tale, has become a time for people to reflect on their own connections, to honor their loved ones, and to remember that love, like the moon, is everlasting. No matter how far apart we may be from those we love, their light will always guide us, just as the moonlight continues to shine in the night sky. And so, the story of Chang'e and Hou Yi remains alive in the hearts of millions, a timeless reminder that love is the greatest power of all. Through the ages, the legend continues to inspire those who hear it, reminding them that no matter the distance, love will always find its way back home.